Welcome back, dorks, to my channel, where we check out all things dork and collectible. In this video, we'll be checking out the Green Arrow figure from the DC Multiverse's line. And checking out the box here, we get a nice open view. Green Arrow and Justice 2 on the side. We get a product shot that looks like it's definitely not a photo of the figure, because if you look at those elbows, there's no joints in there, and that face is nightmare fuel. Continuing on, we get the open window, and that's gonna do it for the box. Alright, let's crack this guy open and check out his accessories. And starting off with his accessories, of course, with all McFarlane toys, we get the trading card that they come with. And here we get a little read-up of the Green Arrow. Pause it now if you want to check that out. Pretty standard, this same image as the one that was on the back of the box. Next up, we get the disc stand that we've gotten with all of the McFarlane toys, unless they come with the flight stand. Here we've got his bow, which in my opinion is one of the biggest letdowns of the figure, because the size of it and that the string is a plastic material. The other disappointing part of the figure is the clump of arrows. This would have been fine if it came with a single arrow, but this figure for some reason does not, and it only comes with a clump of arrows. But if you're like me and have been collecting figures, you probably got a loose arrow around somewhere. And lastly, he has got a quiver. Looking nice. It's got the peg on the back, which stores on his back. And there's like these little details throughout the whole quiver. Wish it was a different color than solid green. But, yeah. Alright. That's it for his accessories. Let's check out the figure. And here we have Oliver Queen, the Green Arrow, out of the box. And I'm a fan of this look for Green Arrow. I really liked it in the Injustice 2 game, but the way they translated this figure to doesn't necessarily work for me. They did a couple of things right, but some things I think they just got a little off. Number one, I don't think he has the best head sculpt. His lips, I think, in my opinion, they are the wrong color, and he kind of looks like he has like an open mouth situation. Also, he looks like he's got the side eye happening. Alright, let's check out his articulation. For his head, we get a lot of tilting going on. You can look up about that much, down that much. We can get a full 360. Moving on to his shoulders, you can T-pose quite a bit. Looking nice. And I really appreciate something that they did well with this figure is making the shoulder pads really pliable. Really appreciate that. Next up, double jointed elbows. Bend in way past the 90. Single jointed wrists that can spin. Also, a big letdown with this figure is he's got hands that look like can hold a single arrow, but he doesn't come with a single arrow. I guess they're really banking on us having our own arrows for this figure. As far as ab or chest articulation, None. The plastic, or maybe they didn't even put one in, but he doesn't crunch at all. He crunches back a little bit. He's got a fat bum. Look at that. Absolute dump truck. And for his legs, he could kick out that far, which is a lot. You can get Green Arrow to do the full-on splits. Really strike fear into his enemies. He can bend in his knees way past 90 and also kick himself in the butt. No upper thigh cut, but we get this little bit of a swivel. No boot rotation. We do get ankle pivot. His ankles move up, down, and he does have toe articulation. Checking out the overall sculpt for this figure, I don't know if it's just mine, but having him in person and out of the box, I don't know if it's the boot design or what, but he looks a bit bow-legged to me. Maybe it's the plastic. Maybe I need to heat that up in some hot water. Just not the biggest fan of these boots. We get a bunch of knives throughout the entire figure. We get some pockets. The 2 knives. Right here, which is horrifying looking, we get his little flesh hole for his quiver. There. And we get the straps that start in the front, and you follow it all the way to the back, where supposedly that's where the quiver is holding on. Looking nice. This is not my preferred. Like, I like the style. I like the design that he was in Injustice, but I don't think they translated it very well to figure. And I would prefer my Green Arrow with a little Robin Hood cap. Alright, now that we've checked out his articulation and the overall sculpt of the figure, let's get some measurements and some size comparisons. Getting a measurement of this Green Arrow figure, he stands just a little bit above the 7-inch mark, maybe 7 1/4. And here we have Green Arrow next to the Spider-Man from the Retro Card line. And here we have Green Arrow next to another McFarlane Toys figure, the Black Suit Superman. And here we have the Green Arrow figure next to the first figure I ever bought, the DC Collectibles Green Arrow. And if you would stand for me. There we go. Man, the Injustice figure by McFarlane would have been so much better if they had him come with a bunch of trick arrows and not a solid mass. And continuing the Green Arrow party, we have Green Arrow next to another Green Arrow figure, the Green Arrow from the New 52. Out of these 3 figures, I'm going with the DC Collectibles figure. I just prefer that look. Maybe if they aged this New 52 figure up a little bit and gave him a goatee, but then if that happens, we're going into this design more. But that's going to do it for me on this video, dorks. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Also, leave it in the comments which figures that you want me to check out next, what other lines you want me to check out. And as always, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more reviews from me. Have a good night.